All right, welcome back to the Pitch Clock. I'm your host, Connor Nelson. This is baseball debate at game speed. Every question comes with a 15-second timer, taking a page right out of the MLB playbook. So we are going full speed 100% of the time. Multiple topics, just your take. And with that, go ahead and be my pleasure to introduce our guest today. And for the audience that doesn't know, I'm out here in Salt Lake City, so I love bringing some Cali vibes on the show whenever I possibly can. Our brand new guest, a broadcaster doing his thing at the University of La Verne, and a diehard Dodger fan, Miguel Navarro. Miguel, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm great, Connor. I'm so glad that you asked me to be on this. Like when you were telling me the idea about the pitch clock and just you going over some of the rules with me, like I realized this is something I need to be a part of. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to have some fun with it too.
Yeah, well, as a guy who's on the other side of the mic, this will be fun because usually it's the pitchers getting timed and you're on the other end of it, making sure that you're getting the call in. But now it's really going to be a whole lot of pressure. So if you're ready, we got 3 topics for you today. I think we're going to go ahead and get this clock started.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's just do it.
All right. First question for you today, Miguel. I know you're a Dodgers guy, but these are going to be pretty generic questions for some preseason action. So who do you think is the most overrated player in baseball?
All right, Connor. So I know that you mentioned that I'm a Dodger fan, so I'm just going to go ahead and say Fernando Tatis is the most overrated player, and I'm going to keep it simple. His power numbers have dipped to an insane level. The MLB has him ranked 15th out of all 100 players, and honestly, statistically on the offensive side, he just doesn't reach that level.
I'm going to go ahead and hold back my personal opinions for now, Miguel, since we got the clock hot. But, I mean, this is a guy who posted a top 20 WAR in the MLB in 2025. And in 4 of his 6 years in the MLB, he's received MVP votes. So you really think he's overrated?
So I think just overall, my reasoning for this is simple. I think that offensively, his numbers have just dipped to an insanely low level that just haven't been to his part as of late. I think a lot of the war is going to come from his defensive metrics, and I'm not knocking him defensively, but I think offensively he just hasn't lived up to it.
In 2021, he hit 42 homers in 130 games. And in the 3 years since, he's played over 100 games and hasn't had more than 25 homers. Is that because of the steroids? Maybe a position change? Or do you think this is the player that he is?
I think some of it you could definitely point to having some personal advantage with the steroids, but I think that he's kind of retooled his game. I think he was a really erratic player. He was going for the long ball line. I think he's really shortened up his approach. His on-base percentage is really great. He's going to get on base a lot, but I just don't think that he's that same level of player that we thought he was going to be originally.
All right. I like the take there. Hey, as a Dodgers fan myself, Miguel, I'll take any chance I can get to hate on Fernando Tatis Jr. In fact, at the few San Diego Padres games I've attended, I would have to, plead the fifth if somebody asked me if I was chirping at Fernando Tatis from the stands. So I think we'll leave that topic there. I like your take, and I think plenty of people will agree with you. So, hey, if you think Fernando Tatis Jr. is overrated, underrated, let us know in the comments. But we're going to go ahead and keep the clock hot here, Miguel, and move it on to question number 2. Basically just the inverse of that question. Who do you think is the most underrated player in baseball?
Well, I think earlier you gave me that SoCal shout-out being from Cali, and I want to keep it there with Zach Neto. I think Zach Neto, just the makeup of him, he has so much potential to be a star player. I think he's hidden away in Anaheim, so he's not going to get that same type of love, but he's a 5-WAR guy, and he's only going to get better.
All right, Miguel. Do you think he's a top 10 shortstop in baseball right now?
I think right now we are at such a high level of shortstops where there's just so many great names, and I don't know. I'd have to really analyze to see if he's top 10, but I think he's definitely borderline top 10, and he's a big season away from easily being there. I mean, he's got all the tools. He hits for power, he's fast, he defends well, he does everything so great.
Hey, well, I'll read you off MLB's top 10 shortstops going into next season, and you might be right on the money. You got Zach Neto coming in at number 10. So MLB agrees with you that Zach Neto is a top 10 shortstop. But my last question for you on the topic, Miguel, do you think he goes over or under 25 home runs and an 800 OPS this season?
Well, Zach Neto's coming off a year where he hit 26 home runs. He had a 793 OPS. I think guys get better with age. Guys get better with more reps. They get better with more at-bats. They get better with just more experience in the MLB as a whole. He's already around that number. I got over on everything. I think he's going to have a big breakout year for the Angels.
I like it. Age 25 season, taking the overs on 25 plus homers and an 800 plus OPS. You read out his numbers. I wanted to make it a little similar to last year because, hey, that was his year 3, really his second full year in the bigs with 100 plus games. So I'm excited to see what Zach Neto can do. And he's one of my favorite guys to just watch in the box and watch his approach change pitch by pitch. So really fun shout by you. I love the Zach Neto as underrated. Same thing in the comments, fellas. If you guys think Miguel's maybe a little off here, let us know. His links will be in the comments too, so you can make sure to go shout Miguel out yourself. But final topic for this show right here, Miguel, and I think it's another hot one. Who do you think is on the hot seat? Who's the first manager fired from the 2026 season?
Well, we've been throwing out his name for a very long time, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it's going to be Aaron Boone. I think the Yankees are in a spot where the AL East is so jam-packed. We got the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Orioles, the Rays are competitive. Obviously, the Blue Jays made the World Series. If the Yankees don't play well, they got to blame someone, and it's going to be Aaron Boone.
I think you might have called it out perfectly right there. If they don't go ahead and represent the AL in the World Series this year, they might need a scapegoat, and that might have to be Aaron Boone. In his 8 seasons, he's only gone under 90 wins once. So I ask you, Miguel, do you think Aaron Boone and the Yankees go over or under 92 wins, 92 and a half-ish wins for the Yankees in 2026?
I'm gonna have to say under. I see the AL East, and I think every team got better in their own ways. They're all gonna be competitive. The Yankees are running out that same team that got pretty much pummeled by the Blue Jays in the playoffs. I just don't see them being as competitive with the same team when the other teams got better. So I'm saying under.
I agree. I think every single team in the AL East has gotten better. So then one quick follow-up question that I think will wrap up the discussion right here, Miguel. How far do the Yankees make it in the postseason if they make it at all, in your mind?
I think that there's a very good chance, and there's a 2026 baseball season without the New York Yankees in the playoffs because, like I said, the AL's tough. Teams got better. The Yankees they didn't do enough this offseason for me to be wowed by that roster.
I've been saying on the show over and over again, I think the Rays might be able to go ahead and Ray again in 2026, and that's the last thing any AL team wants to see, especially if you're stuck there in the East facing them a little bit extra throughout the rest of the season. So, hey, Miguel, props to you, man. No box today. First time on the pitch clock and no box. I think clap it up from the audience, please. That is impressive. So, hey, we'll save the balk challenge for the next time we have Miguel on. Those were our 3 topics today. It's quick, it's fast. If you're looking for more pitch clock content, you can find us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We're all over the place. And as always, got to turn the mic over to our guest for some last words. Miguel, anything left to say to the audience?
I just want to say, I jumped right into this, Connor, and this is a great idea. It's so much fun. Honestly, for the people listening, if you want to have some fun with your friends that love baseball, do something similar like this. Like, I haven't had this much fun talking baseball in a while, so it's a really good time. So just thank you for having me, Connor.
Yep, that's a good point, Miguel. If you out there want to join the pitch clock, go ahead and DM us on any social media. We'll try to get back to you. And hey, we are pumping out episodes all the time, all baseball season long. So Miguel, thank you. Audience, this is not the last time Miguel will be under the pressure of the pitch clock. I can guarantee you that. But for today, that is all, and we will see you.